now our molding's on, our edge band is on. What we need to do now is touch some areas up. Now, always the goal is, while you're refacing, is to mitigate any touch-up later on. Getting your seams as tight as possible, your miters as tight as possible. But regardless of what you do, you're always going to need to do a little bit of filling, a little bit of touching up. The best filler for our white is this Elmer's wood filler here. It's got a nice smooth texture. It goes along well with this smooth tinted lacquer texture. Any of the other colors is pretty, you can get away with anything at Home Depot. I like this particular kind of wood filler for the white. I find them at many Ace Hardwares. Online you can find it easy as well. What I do with this, just squeeze a little on my finger, wipe away a little of the excess, but not enough of it to wipe away what you just filled. You'll want to leave that sitting on the cabinet for long enough to dry, so at least an hour. Once you let it sit on there for an hour, you can come back with a slightly damp rag in one hand and a dry rag in the other, wiping away the putty completely with the damp rag, and then wiping away any of the moisture that's on the wall, on the cabinet, with the dry rag. You just go ahead and hit those seams. Anything you see, go ahead and hit it. You can always wipe away the excess. So as far as that goes, don't worry about too much, only worry about too little. Miters, you're pretty much always going to need to touch up. And it makes a world of difference when you do. It's a pretty simple process. Slightly tedious, as long as you know where your nail holes are. Pretty easy to find them. If you can't find them, then obviously they don't need to be touched up. And just like that, we have a lot of these areas touched up. We can go along. The nail holes are all real quick, just like that, in 30 seconds, able to get that whole piece of scribe. As you can see, this is pretty quick. Later on, I'll go ahead and wipe it down with a damp rag and a dry rag, making sure that I get all that moisture that I put on the cabinet off. And if you need to, you can take a little bit of the tinted lacquer and touch that area up. And that is touch up.